Questions and answers. With your host, Adrian Lee.
Oh, yes indeed. There are more questions than answers. Like when I die, I want to be buried with some random animal bones just to confuse future archaeologists.
Good idea.
Be great, wouldn't it? A couple of 1,000 years, you could throw in a monkey carcass, a pig's carcass, mix it all together. That'll confuse one or two people, won't it? I always thought on my deathbed, instead of saying some last words, instead of saying goodbye to my loved ones, I'm going to swallow a small key and a lead soldier. So when they do an autopsy, that'll leave them really confused, wouldn't it?
I think
I'd like to leave an Agatha Christie kind of puzzle behind would be the way to go. I feel as if we should have dressed up and made an effort for our Halloween special.
Definitely.
I forgot.
Just run a comb through my hair. Your lipstick's gone a bit awry there, sweetheart.
Oh.
Ooh.
Was you doing that in the back of the car on the way here?
Yes.
A lot of potholes in Minnesota, of course, but they do get filled up with snow and everything's then smooth, so all's good in the world. I don't care if I forget my age, because I can then get carbon dated. My name is Adrian Lee and I am your host. Welcome to the show, More Questions Than Answers, the only paranormal news quiz show anywhere in the world. Each week my guests and I will search the world's newspapers, websites and TV shows just for you, to bring you the very best in paranormal talk radio entertainment and enlightenment. Permission to say it's hot?
No.
I just thought it's very warm.
No.
It's going to be a long 55 minutes. You're not hot?
No.
Crikey, I'm roasting under here. We will then test each other's knowledge of the week's events of the mysterious, strange, supernatural, unusual, bizarre, and just plain weird. I feel as if I pulled out of that mysterious a little too soon. Do you mind if I do that again?
No.
Mysterious. I want people to think they're getting their money's worth. I don't want to shortchange anybody.
It is Halloween.
This is very true. If you have just tuned in especially to hear the show, then I admire your taste. If you have just tuned in by accident, then I admire your luck. I am huddled under my quilt with a large flashlight and a nice cup of tea with tonight's guests, somewhere in the barren wildernesses of the Midwest Plains, with the sound of my elderly mother snoring distantly from the room next door. I did consider the idea that, as a pirate, perhaps I shouldn't be wearing my glasses. Johnny Death perception problem. That's what's happening here.
God.
Now, each week we press our ear against the bedroom wall. Whatever my mother listens to before she goes to bed picks and pulls on her unconscious mind, and that's the very tune that she snores, bearing in mind this is our Halloween special. If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call. Apparently for my mother, busting makes her feel good. So snuggle under your covers, turn out your lights and hold on tight. The rules are very simple. Points will be awarded randomly for being interesting or for making me laugh or shiver in horror. Extra points will be available for shock and or value. To help me control my rowdy panel of recidivists and reprobates, I will employ what I have called the inappropriate bell. An example of this would be... That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yes.
The panel have no idea what's coming. I have no idea what stories they have for tonight's show. So let me introduce my guests. Firstly, the mysterious and effervescent Heather Morris. She's been a paranormal investigator for many years with her own team called Hellhound Investigations and does all of her best work in the shadows. She is now one of the leading audio and EVP experts for the International Paranormal Society and brings her knowledge and research skills to tonight's show. She is also our producer and sound engineer. Heather thinks that some people need to donate their blood. All of it. Welcome to the show, Miss Morris.
Right. Yes.
What have you come as tonight?
Nothing.
You've come as nothing. Shouldn't you have like a balloon on a string or a little paper bow, something like that?
Yes.
That's a good look for you.
Very cute.
Is
yeah.
it?
The lion
Yes.
from The Wizard of Oz, you've done it justice. It looks fantastic. Very, very impressive. It's a good job I lost a pound by giving blood this week in preparation for the 4,500 calories of Halloween candy feast.
Can't
That is soon
wait.
going to be upon us the moment we finish this show. I also wish to introduce the man and crazy Michelle Corrie. She was born and raised in Mqta, Minnesota, and has a keen and avid interest in all things paranormal. Michelle's having a weird day. First she found a hat full of money, and then she got chased by a guy with a guitar. Welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thank you.
You look fabulous, loving the leather
Thank
jacket.
you. Yes.
You need a baseball bat or a hammer.
Well, how do you
Later.
know I don't
Baseball
have
bat.
one?
Baseball bat or hammer, or does she use both? I'm
Both.
confused. Both. Baseball bat or hammer. Depending on your mood, I guess.
Yes.
This makes me very happy. I made a lot of funds when I was busking in London. I put up a sign that said, "Need money for lessons." It was very spectacular. I raised a lot of money. They're mad, they're bad, and they are paranormal. This is our Halloween special. How cool is this?
Halloweenis.
Love it.
We love Halloweenis. We're a paranormal quiz show.
Yes.
So why would we not like Halloweeners? We need to dress up every week. I'm having a blast.
Yes.
I'm roasting hot, but we're having a blast.
Definitely.
This would be fun, wouldn't it? Could we
Yeah.
do this every week?
I do.
That is true. Morris does dress like this every week, which is a concern for everyone. The first thing I'd like to draw your attention to is we have a watch party. We are currently going out on MCN6. If you're watching this show, and it's about 9:10 right now, Central Time, if you nip over to Facebook at this very moment, you will find our watch party. If you go to Facebook, More Questions Than Answers with Adrian Lee, you can play along. We're going to have a quiz very shortly in a round called General Lack of Knowledge, and you can play along. All of our followers, all of our watchers are currently on there, ready, poised, moist, and ready to go with tonight's answers. They always do better than us in the studio. They have gift wars, they share fantastic stories and jokes, and all of tonight's stories are on there as well. So you get a lot for going over there. Come and join the fun and frivolity. This is a 100% interactive show, and I don't know any other show that does that.
No.
Wholly remarkable. What is also wholly remarkable is the fact that it's not only Halloween, there's a blue moon tonight.
Yes.
Blue moon, I saw you standing alone. They don't happen very often. Do you wish to explain to our aesthetically pleasing watchers what a blue moon is, Miss Morris?
It's the second full moon in a month.
So you need a full moon on the 1st or the 2nd, and then due to a lunar cycle of 28, 29 days, you're going to need the full moon at the back end of the month as well.
Yes.
Today being the 31st, of course. Do you want to have a guess when the last full moon was? Blue moon. The last full blue moon on Halloween night. If you give me
Oh,
the year,
God.
I will give you the points. Have a guess.
1937.
You are saying 37. I'm giving the points away early. My philanthropy knows no bounds.
Oh, good.
Michelle.
1965.
Heather's closest. There was two in the last century. The last one was 1944. So the last time there was a full moon, full blue moon, on Halloween night, it was 1944. Before that was 1925. Do you wish to hazard a guess when the next one will be? I'll give Heather a couple of points. She wasn't a million miles away. She got within 10 years or so there. When's the next one? If you miss it tonight, if you take too many libations, if you stumble out of the bar, if you don't look up into the sky, if you're bloated full of Halloween candy and you're on a sugar high and you miss tonight's full moon, when's the next time you'll see one on Halloween?
2052.
2052. What are you going with, Corrie?
2070.
2070. Again, Miss Morris is closest, but not as close as her last guess. 2039 is the next one.
Might
I'm
make
hoping that we'll be around in 2039. There's every possibility. The one after that is 2058. Again, there's a possibility we could be around for 2058. The one after that is 2077. I think the chances of that for all of us in the room may be a little thin on the scale there, but we're hoping, we're praying, and who knows what comes along. We might have a bionic arm by then. You may end up, Michelle, just being a brain in a bucket with a stalk with an eye on it.
I
Then
don't mind.
You could see 2077 and the blue moon as you're looking up with your eye on a stalk. So join us on our watch party. It is a full moon. Look out the window. You won't see another one for 2039. So as convention dictates, with the fake severed hand, Martin's sponsor gong of infinite knowledge, the rubber snakes of statistics, and the carved pumpkin of facts, we usher in the first round.
Martin!
That was
Thank
a
you,
good one, wasn't
Martin.
it? I will tell you one thing there. No one's getting TP'd, are they? Do you know you used to do trick or
No.
treat and your house would get TP'd? That's like the most expensive commodity now.
You almost want your house to get
Yes,
TP.
someone
You could
TP'd my
save it.
house. We could have $300 or $400 worth of toilet paper hanging from the trees.
TP
Who would
here.
have known back in the day? You just can't get hold of it, can you?
No.
Did you get your house TP'd? Did you TP anyone's house?
No.
You're not going to
take
admit
the
to anything
fifth.
on air, are you? These things don't happen in Britain. They're very rare. I don't remember celebrating Halloween in London. Just doesn't happen for us. I think if there was a trick or a treat, the trick would be throwing an egg, perhaps. I don't know.
Ooh.
All things are possible, but TP, of course, very expensive commodity. They're selling it on street corners now. They're cutting it with other things. Sandpaper. Yeah, that was rough, of course. Now, on this day in 1950, the legendary comedic actor John Candy was born
Oh.
in Ontario. Everything's going up my nose.
Oh.
Yeah?
I should have just been a creepy clown or something. This seems very excessive.
I thought you were.
Wow.
Wow.
I was thinking with the dark makeup and the beard, I look like I'm about to tie a woman to the railway tracks in a 1920s film. I thought
A little bit.
maybe the way to go there.
Yeah.
We'll have to think of a different costume for next year. But on this day, we're wishing a happy birthday to legendary comedic actor John Candy.
Happy birthday.
Was born in Ontario in Canada, sadly passed in 1994. Can you... That seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? 1994. At the tender age of 43. That's no age at all. Apparently his father died at 35 of the same sort of heart conditions.
Oh.
So it ran in his family, and I think he realised that perhaps he didn't have very long. Having said that, that didn't stop him from smoking and eating large amounts of food. Although towards the end of his life, he did make an effort. So for the very first time in the history of MQTA Radio, I cannot believe that strange, bizarre and fascinating facts about John Candy. John Candy, is that his real name? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Wow, I can't give the points away. That is his real name. His name was John Franklin Candy.
Candy.
100% true. I just want to pause for a second and read the films that he was involved in, because all these films are amazing. So I'm going to read the name out. You tell me whether they're fantastic or not. This is quite a remarkable list, and I couldn't believe the canon of his work when I started looking at his filmography. Blues Brothers.
Yes.
Absolute classic, right? Fantastic film. Stripes.
Yes.
Love it.
Or Splash.
Yes.
Yes.
Spaceballs.
Yes.
Yep.
The Great Outdoors.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Planes, Trains and
Yes.
Automobiles.
Love that movie.
Uncle Buck.
Yes.
Yep.
Home Alone.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool Runnings.
Yes.
Yes.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yes.
So good.
What an incredible list. A remarkable list. I would go as far as to say that Planes, Trains and Automobiles and Uncle Buck are probably two films that are in my top 10 all-time favourite films. So when you go away from the art house, history, independent stuff, you know, that someone who studied films would like, they would be films that would be in there. I love Planes, Trains and Automobiles, one of my all-time favourite films, and Steve Martin, of course. They were very good friends in real life.
Yes.
Did you know that? Got on very well. Now, what role in Ghostbusters was John offered, but he turned down?
Really?
Miss Morris, he was offered a role in Ghostbusters. He turned it down. To win your points
The
this evening,
secretary.
the secretary, I guess that was played by a man in the film they did in 2016, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Chris Hemsworth.
True enough. You are suggesting, I can't remember the name of that secretary, and I've got all the
Annie
toys.
Potts
Yeah.
played her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janine.
Janine, that's it.
that's
Good
it.
job.
I wouldn't say I was
Melnick.
obsessed with Ghostbusters. I've got the same amount of fridge magnets as everybody else. So you are suggesting, Miss Morris, that John Candy turned down the role of Janine.
Yes.
It was originally going to be John or Jeannie or Jean. You turned it down.
Yep.
Why do you think you turned that down?
Prior commitments.
Prior commitments.
One of the other movies.
Had other movies to do, and we did read out a long and extensive list. Miss Corrie, John Candy turned down which role in Ghostbusters?
I think it was the Rick Moranis role.
Wow, you're on fire. It was Rick Moranis. That was Louis Tully, if you
Tully.
remember.
Oh.
It's very interesting, of course, because Rick Moranis, very short, didn't weigh much. John Candy was like 6'4" and 300 pounds. So you couldn't have got a more polemic difference in characters there. He read the script. He read the treatment. He didn't think it had much weight to it. He wasn't very impressed. He turned around to the directors and said, what if I was German and I had hundreds of Alsatians, German Shepherd dogs? And they said no. And he turned the role down. It went, of course, to Rick Moranis. Now, he did have a small role in Ghostbusters franchise history. I want you to tell me how he managed to appear. So he did have a small role in the Ghostbusters franchise. Didn't last very long. Split-second stuff. I need you to tell me how that came about.
Well, I'm going to say it's Slimer's voice.
Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
Eating sausages. Eating hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That was based on John Belushi, of course. John Belushi
With the mashed potatoes?
was Ghost. It wasn't the hot dog or the mashed potatoes. He was Slimer. So you're suggesting that John Candy made the noises for Slimer in the Ghostbusters franchise?
Yes.
Any thoughts, Michelle?
Maybe he was one of the ghosts that they capture with the...
With the traps.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that he wasn't in the film, but he was still very prominent in the franchise and the history of the film. Does that help you in any way, shape, or form? What was my mother snoring at the top of the show?
He was in the song?
Well, you need to give me a bit more than that.
No.
That's all you're giving me, is it?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to elaborate upon that will give you the points, Michelle, or am I going to have to tell you?
He did have a cameo in that song.
There you go. That was all that was required. You win your first busting.
I
makes me
said
feel
in the
3
song.
points. Well, I should give you one because I'm feeling sorry for you. Obviously, coming as a Wizard of Oz character has let you down badly there. You are now up to 5. If you recall from the Ghostbusters song, there were lots of celebrities that shouted out, Ghostbusters! And he was one of them. So he played a part in the music video for Ray Parker Jr.'s hit single. You're always told to dress for the job you want, right? I once found myself in a disciplinary meeting as a school teacher dressed as a Ghostbuster. 100% true. Didn't get that job again. Candy had a premonition of his own death on the way to Mexico. The film was called Wagons East. He was filming in Mexico. He felt something terrible was going to happen to him in Mexico. He had a premonition. After a late night meal, he went to bed, and unfortunately and very sadly for film goers all over the world, he never woke up. To win your points this evening, you need to tell me what that late night meal was. What was John Candy's late night meal? He went to bed. He sadly never woke up. What was his last meal?
Pizza.
Ladies, you are suggesting pizza was his very last meal. You look like you know, Corrie. You look like someone who's a film buff and knows the intricacies of John Candy's life.
I don't, because he was in Mexico. It was burritos, tamales, Mexican rice, and chalupa.
Do you want to throw refried beans into that?
Yes.
Maybe a enchilada?
Probably enchilada and a margarita.
You're really spreading your chips liberally, and that does sound like a fabulous meal. And I think at the end of tonight's show, we need to embrace that in the local Mexican restaurant before we go home. I will give you a clue that Heather's in the right place by suggesting it was an Italian cuisine, but it wasn't pizza. So
Spaghetti.
Nope, keep going.
The old 96er.
First one to
Ravioli.
shout it out. Let's go through
Spaghetti.
Lasagna.
There we
Oh,
go.
nice.
Garfield's favourite. Heather Morris will
Lasagna.
get herself another cup of rubbery points. Good times. Yes, lasagna, just spaghetti flavoured cake in many respects. But his last meal before he passed was lasagna.
Well, if you're going to go.
Yes. Miss Morris is useful as the G in lasagna. Now, on this day in 1541, can you imagine such a thing? 1541, Michelangelo finished painting The Last Judgment in the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican.
Ooh.
Disappointing, of course, that he couldn't get it right on the first 15 and had to rely on the 16th chapel ceiling. Didn't need to do the 17th. He nailed it on the 16th. Go. Ever been to the Vatican?
No.
Would you like to go one day?
Yes.
I've been a couple of times. As an art historian, I've been to the Vatican a couple of times. It's just very busy. I mean, the place is jammed. People come from all over the world, don't they, to go to the Vatican. The Sistine Chapel ceiling is the very last thing you see, and you get guided through 3 hours. I'm an art historian. I've studied art history to the highest level, and even I was finding it difficult to concentrate 3 hours into the guided tour, and all these works of art that were very Baroque suddenly look like wallpaper. You kick yourself because you suddenly walk through a room, you've not even looked on the walls, you know, and there was a Rubens and a Rembrandt, and you're thinking, how did I just walk past that like wallpaper? But you get over sensory, you know, overload, don't you? So by the time we ended up in the Sistine Chapel ceiling, I think I was fiddling with my phone and kind of walking through, and then I looked up and saw the creation of Adam, of course. Not allowed to talk, not allowed to take photographs. Hey, molto bene. You'll get quickly removed. So, for the very first time in the history of MQTA, I cannot believe that strange, bizarre and fascinating facts about the Vatican. Feeling confident?
No.
Home of the Catholic Church?
Weird rules.
There is some weird rules, and we're about to cover them and make some points, hopefully. The Vatican offers a free cloakroom, but you're not allowed to store what there during your visit. There.
Really?
Find your way. You get guided by the Swiss Guard to the cloakroom. What are you depositing there?
Not your coat.
You are not allowed to deposit your coat in the cloakroom.
No.
That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Strange and bizarre laws. What are you not allowed to deposit in the cloakroom of the Vatican, Miss
Or
Corrie?
a cloak.
You've got a couple of cloaks, haven't you?
I do.
I should have dressed. I have a costume that I've worn to go to MarsCon, Crypticon, and it's Doctor Strange, because I've got the black beard, I've got the white hair at the side, the English accent. I think I could have sat here in a cloak looking like Doctor Strange.
Next week.
Next week.
We can do next week.
Sure.
It wouldn't be the end of the world to spend an episode doing DC, Marvel, and comic characters from comic books, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be fun. We might embrace that idea. So what are you not depositing? What are you not allowed to deposit in the cloakroom of the Vatican?
Money.
You are suggesting
Your purse. Your pocketbook.
they won't actually take money and valuables and electronics, and I might give you a point for that. Heather Morris is 100% correct. You're not allowed to deposit your coat or jacket in the cloakroom of the Vatican, which kind of defeats the object to a certain degree. They're more interested in taking off you the stuff that you can't bring in. So food, fast food, hamburgers, alcohol, livestock. They'll take your goat. They won't take your coat. I don't make the rules. This is where we are. Controversial. Pope Benedict XVI, of course, chosen by God, and then decides to quit. Very strange. You are feeling creative, but you cannot do this at the Vatican. You're feeling creative. Your creative juices are flowing, Miss Morris.
You cannot
You're
paint or
inspired.
draw.
You're not allowed to paint or draw what?
The ceiling.
The ceiling. No painting on the ceiling. Michelangelo did a decent job. No need to climb the ladder. He did fantastic.
You can't even make a copy of it.
You can't make a copy of it. You can't do anything. You're feeling creative.
Yep.
You can't do anything. Miss Corrie, what are you thinking you can't do at the Vatican if you're feeling creative?
Interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance. You're standing there in front of the Last Supper. Look, there's Jesus.
You can't
There's
preach.
Judas. You can't preach.
You can't.
Improv.
No
Yeah.
improv. No improv comedy at the Vatican, because you know that the Catholic Church is heavily into comedy and satirical words. You are 100% correct, Miss Morris. You're on fire. Makes me think you've been cheating throughout the course of the show, because you looked at my notes while I was adjusting my wig and makeup, as is normally
Yeah.
the case before every single show we do. You are not allowed to draw or paint. No drawing. Nor painting. Here comes the sketching police. You're doing a dime at Chino. I saw you get your pencil and rubber out. You're Nick's son. You're coming with me. You'll be singing like a canary when we get you down the station. I don't always talk to art students, but when I do, I ask for large fries.
Oh, stop.
No.
No.
So no sketching. Apparently, if you ask beforehand, like a day beforehand, they may give you special dispensation. But otherwise, if you're caught with your sketch pad out, and there's a lot to draw, of course, there's statues, there's architecture. one of the most beautiful looking places, of course, in Rome. You are not allowed to sketch. Now, on this very day, in 1864, Nevada was admitted to the 36th state of the Union. So happy birthday today to Nevada. Somewhere you've spent a lot of time. Have you been to the Grand Canyon? Have you been to Las Vegas?
Nope.
Been to Reno.
You've been to Reno. I think I'm right in thinking this. Isn't Reno like on the border between California and Nevada?
Yes.
Don't they have like different gambling laws in one state to the other? I was only a small child, but I think I remember staying in a hotel on the Californian side. The state line goes up the middle of the road, so all the hotels are on one side and all the gambling establishments and casinos are on the other side of the road because they're in two different states.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Lake Tahoe. The guy that was giving the tour said that you can have your boat in California and your line in Nevada, and they've got different fishing laws. What did you think of Reno? Fun place to be, or Sodom and Gomorrah?
It was fun. I mean,
It was fun.
I wished I saw Officer Dangle, but I didn't, so.
Any stories of Las Vegas you'd like to tell us?
Never
Miss?
been.
Never been? Ever been to the Grand Canyon?
Nope.
Never been, never seen it. We'll have to spend a road trip. I actually think it'd be quite dangerous if we took all of our followers and supporters and ended up doing a long weekend in Las Vegas. That might be the way
Sounds
to go,
like a
mightn't it?
deal.
I'm all for it.
You're all for that, are you? I think that might be quite problematic. You are not allowed. Did I say the strange, bizarre, and fascinating facts about Las Vegas? I'm
Nope.
losing my grip on the day.
You are.
Now, we're going to do the strange, bizarre, and very odd laws of Nevada and Las Vegas. You are not allowed to kiss a woman if you have this in Nevada.
Cold sore.
You're not allowed to kiss if you have a cold sore. That
Mouth
would be
herpes.
grim. Wow, that took a turn, didn't it?
Shank mouth.
What's a shank mouth? You're making up random words. Good name for
Chiggers.
superhero character, though.
Chiggers.
Very strange and very odd. It doesn't specify where. It says you're not allowed to kiss a woman if you have this. Like, kiss her where? Like on the sidewalk? The, maybe the parking lot? The back alley? I mean, it's, where's
A
it?
wedding ring.
Oh, wow. So you're suggesting, Miss Morris,
Mm.
that you're not allowed to kiss someone in the state of Nevada, happy birthday, Nevada, if you have a cold sore.
Yes.
Don't want to elaborate, spread your chips, 3 or 4 different guesses,
Nope.
taking Corrie's answers off her.
Nope.
Miss Corrie, you're not allowed to kiss a woman if you have this.
If you have...
Oh, wow. Keep it clean. We can still get removed, even though it's past the watershed.
Right, okay. If you have a criminal record.
If you have a criminal record, there's not a lot of kissing going on, I would suspect, in Las Vegas, if you're not allowed to kiss and you have a criminal record. Would you like to have another guess? It's specifically what men may bring to the table.
Really?
Yes.
If you have a mustache.
There we go.
There you go.
Miss Morris is on fire. She's up to a
Tash.
double integer of a curly-whirly handlebar
With food stuck in
moustache. 11. You're not allowed to kiss a woman in Nevada if you have a moustache. That would have stopped my grandmother kissing me. I just want to say that straight off the bat.
Stop
no
it.
kisses
Stop it.
from my grandmother. Any moustache jokes you want to throw in at this point, or are you good?
I must ask you a question.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nope.
I love this show. You're not allowed to spray paint this and then hide it in your basement. This seems very specific, by the way, so I may have to give you some clues. You're not allowed to spray paint this and then hide it in your basement. Which
Would be a
makes me
speed
suggest in the
limit sign.
past someone has done a lot of spray painting of this and then hidden it in their basement to the point where the police have had to put laws in place to say you can't do it. I'd be amazed if you got this straight off the bat. Tune into your
Speed
collective
limit.
consciousness.
Sign.
Road signs.
Yes.
I thought my dad was stealing road signs as a kid. I mean, I never actually had any evidence, but I came home one night and all the signs were there. Morris has suggested road signs. Miss Corrie, what are you not allowed to spray paint and then hide in your basement?
Fire hydrants,
Fire hydrants?
giraffes,
Yep.
and camels.
Giraffes and camels. You're not allowed to ride a camel through the desert in Nevada. That is 100% true. We'd had that on previous shows. These items are sometimes found in parking lots and occasionally at the bottom of rivers in Britain and canals.
Shopping carts.
There we go. You've got yourself up to a rather wobbly wheel of 4. I said it was specific. It makes me wonder what people were doing, that they've spray painted them, put them in their basement, and then they have to pass a law. You're not allowed to spray paint and put in your basement shopping carts. If you just spray painted them, that's fine. If you hoard them in your basement, apparently that's also okay. If you put a synergy together of the two, you're getting nicked and you're spending 5 years in jail, hard labour, for storing spray painted shopping carts in your basement.
What if you spray paint them and hide them in your attic?
I just haven't done the research. I don't know what to suggest.
Let's try it.
We'll have a go this evening. We'll go to Nevada. We won't bother gambling or watching the Grand Canyon. We'll spray paint some shopping carts. You don't often see shopping carts in Britain just lying around, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have a thing called a £1 coin. So imagine your $1. We have a £1 coin. It's probably worth about $1.60. It's small and gold, about the size, smaller than a quarter. You put it in the shopping cart and it frees it from all the other shopping carts. So as you're pushing your cart around the grocery store, stored in your cart is a little £1 coin. When you finish your shopping and you take it back, you push it into the next cart, it pops the coin out and you take the coin with you. So if you find a shopping cart randomly somewhere in the lake or perhaps in someone's basement, you can take it back to the grocery store and get yourself a £1 coin. So no one steals them. I know it's only a small amount, but people have that psychological feeling, I'm going to get my pound back. And that's what happens. So you don't see them around Britain anymore. Random shopping carts letting you know you're in a poor part of town since 1937.
Oh, boy.
They were invented in 1937. You're not allowed to say what on a sidewalk in Nevada, so you can't kiss anyone with a moustache. You're walking back from the grocery store with a tin of spray paint and a stolen cart, but you are not allowed to say this on the sidewalks of Nevada.
Fire.
You're not allowed to shout out fire.
Yep.
Could cause a riot. If you shouted out fire in the middle of a cinema, I think you could cause a stampede back in the day, couldn't you? Hundreds and hundreds of people died in theatre fires while you have safety curtains. I think the worst fire incident in the whole of America was in Chicago in a theatre at the turn of the last century. I want to say 600 or 700 people burnt and couldn't get out. You are suggesting that the word fire is not allowed to be shouted anywhere in Reno or Las Vegas.
Or bingo.
Or bingo.
Bingo.
Random guerrilla assaults of bingo calling. You suddenly jump out of a darkened alley, clutching a dobber. 2 and 3, 23. Leave me alone, you fiend. All the 4s, 44. Help! Help!
What was
Quit your
that?
dobbing, fool.
Keep dabbing, fool.
Corey, you're not allowed to say what on a sidewalk in Nevada.
Hey, hooker.
Hey, hooker. You come up with some strange and bizarre things. There's no swearing or cussing, apparently. No cuss words, no swearing. Obviously never met my mother.
Wow.
I never realised how much I swore until I'm in a situation where I can't.
Yeah.
Like now, on national television. That was then. But this is now, as we enter our favourite part of the show. It's the mailbag.
Yay!
It's the mailbag.
We love the mailbag. I have to be
What's a
careful
mail?
moving around. I'm going to lose me hat, me wig. Everything's falling apart.
Ooh.
The lights are swaying backwards and forwards in the distance. I'd like to share with you a Halloween surprise. In the
boy.
post today, we opened up a box. Because of the situation of me at this desk and the ladies over in the corner, we got a fantastic Halloween gift parcel from our good Patreons and followers, Lisa
Yes.
and John. So thank
Love
you,
them.
Lisa and John
Thank
from
you.
Buffalo Lake.
Thank
It's
you,
very,
Lisa.
very
Yeah.
kind of you. You've supported the show for many years. You come to our events. We really appreciate what you do. But you have in your possession, and you haven't looked, this is a complete surprise. If it's anything disgusting or rude, we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Happy
Michelle has got one that's
Halloweenis.
orange with...
No.
Oh, yours is green. Sorry, I'm colourblind. My mistake. Are we going to jump in and go for it? Let me gather mine as you get yours out of the bag. Who's letting the cat out of the bag?
It's so cute.
Here we go.
Oh, look at what I got.
Wow. I've got a nice little pumpkin on the front of mine.
Oh, no
So thank
way.
you, Lisa and John.
How
wow.
cool is that?
That's a drinks dispenser. That's a cup with a light in it.
There's a candy in it.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure they're listening and watching on our watch party right now. I think John made that. So I'm going to include that in the backdrop behind me. You can watch that in next week's show. So thank you for being so creative. That is awesome. What else have we got in here? I've got a
Candy,
note. I shall read that out in a second.
Coffee news.
Wow, look, I've got a bag of weed. How cool is that?
Oh, yeah.
We'll smoke that later. That's fantastic.
Oh, my gosh.
I have to tell you, before they call the police on us, this is tea. I'm obsessed with tea. I have it running through my veins. I'm British. This is actually loose tea. It isn't any kind of drugs or anything we shouldn't be having. That is Earl Grey, and that is loose tea. That is fantastic. That is English breakfast tea. Very robust. That'll put hairs on your chest first thing in the morning. I, too, have a fantastic cup that says I need space.
Yeah.
Literally, there's an alien on the front. There's lots of goodies in here. There's more rubber duckies. There's a wind-up Frankenstein toy. There's a coffin with some guns in it, which I'll be throwing at the girls very shortly. I shall add the rubber ducks to the collection behind us.
Yes.
And that is very kind. Anything else there, ladies, you'd like to share? Anything else you'd like to talk about? I'm going to make a cup of tea as soon as the show's finished, whilst we're nipping down the Mexicans. That's very kind of you.
I got coffin ooze.
Yeah, coffee news.
We all have coffin ooze. And I have a letter as well. I'm going to read this out.
Oh, I can't wait.
Happy Halloween. It's our Halloween special. Hurrah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Here
so
are some
much.
trick-or-treat gifts for the team. Thank you for keeping us all entertained every week. Adrian's bag has a pumpkin on it. Michelle's is green with a black cat, and Heather's is orange. The wooden plank is for everyone to enjoy. Love the show. Lisa and John will pin that to the notice board. Also, this week, we got given a set of costume tattoos.
Yes.
I think we'll put those on one of the ladies perhaps later on, or maybe next week. That's from Deanna, another follower and friend of the show who sends us fabulous things. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone who sent us stuff over the course of the year, and we really appreciate it. I really feel humbled sometimes by the letters we get and by some of the gifts we get. So a big thank you to Lisa and John and Deanna, and I hope you're all enjoying your Halloween. What a fabulous time to be having Halloween. This makes me very, very happy. Now, you can catch us first at 9 p.m. Central Time on MCN6. If you can't get MCN6, you've only got yourself to blame. If you go to www.mcn6.org, you can stream on any device, on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop, even into your television. If you have Roku, you can search for MCN6 as well. That's 9 p.m. every Saturday. Come rain or shine. We're available on Facebook. My Facebook site is More Questions Than Answers with Adrian Lee, and there's currently a watch party taking place there. All the jokes, all the fun, all the gift wars, all of tonight's stories, and much, much more is on there as well. You may have seen that I had a show on MCN6 on a Sunday night called Paranormal Fact or Fiction, where I look at some of the most haunted and paranormal sites historically in the whole of Minnesota. So if you get a chance, you can go onto YouTube, search for Paranormal Fact or Fiction, and that should keep you busy. There's 5 episodes on there right now on the history and the ghosts of Minnesota, and it's very well received. We had a big watch party for that, and many people have sent their congratulations and say how much they like the show. So a big thank you for that as well. Would you like to discuss with our aesthetically pleasing and beautiful followers how you can access the show in our archives, Miss Morris?
You can access a majority, I'd say probably 95% of our archives on soundcloud.com/MQTA radio, as well as heading on over to Patreon, where you can get a lot of unaired episodes as well as some fun plays. You can see the videos. Lots of fun stuff on
Just
there.
for $1, you can access the show first. You can see us in the studio. There's an extra round called Not For Your Mother, which is absolute filth. We can't do it on air, but you get so much for going there. Thank you again to all of our Patreon supporters. If you go to patreon.com, search for MQTA Radio, and for $1, you can access plays, videos, outtakes, shows that have never been aired. We've done some radio plays. The Raven is on there as well, if you wish to hear me saying The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I'm a historian and a paranormal investigator. I founded the International Paranormal Society. My books are all around me. You may see some of them over my left shoulder and holding up my microphone stand. If you're into history, if you're into ghosts and hauntings, if you wish a spooky Halloween read, go onto Amazon, go to your local bookstore, go to any ebook store, and you will find those. Mysterious Minnesota, Mysterious Midwest, How to Be a Christian Psychic, Ghosts and UFOs, where I'm comparing both ghosts and UFOs through quantum physics. Everything is there for you. If you would like to go there, we would be very, very grateful. We're now into the first round proper that we call Ghosts and Hauntings on our Halloween special. A builder is on a mission to dispel the idea of haunted houses this Halloween by proving that dodgy pipes and creaky stairs are the real culprits. Do you suffer with dodgy pipes? Are you
Yes.
okay? You do suffer with, well, you are getting on in years.
Yes.
100% true. A frightening third of homeowners believe they live in a haunted house, but experienced tradesman Andy Sims said things that go bump in the night are much more likely to be simple problems at home in need of fixing. This is why we do a walkthrough. Whenever we do a paranormal investigation, we get there before the investigation or maybe a week beforehand. We walk through the building with our note paper and we look and we try to see if there's any drafts, any broken windows. We look to see if the pipes make a noise. We flush toilets to see if there's any plumbing issues. This is what a walkthrough resolves, because you don't want any false positives. So if you're with a professional paranormal investigation team, a walkthrough would dispel a lot of these things, of course, to help homeowners understand the bangs and hissing which can plague a night's sleep. That's like being married to an alcoholic, apparently.
Oh.
Tradesman My Builder has released an informative 7 Deadly Sounds video that addresses the common nocturnal clutterings. So The Exorcist in 1973 was actually a faulty atmospheric return valve and not Satan after all.
Good.
Who knew?
Boy.
And he identifies the noises which come from broken guttering, mice in the walls. They could be dead mice. They could be the spirits of mice that your dead cat has killed. There's dead cats chasing dead mice all over.
Dead Mouse Theater.
Dead Mouse
I
Theatre.
love that.
Tom and Jerry, when they're dead, are going to be chasing around the house in spirit and you're going to hear them. We've actually investigated and come across spirits of cats. Do you remember doing the Mantefil Opera House? And there was a
Yes.
mummified cat. And of course, mummified cats are put into walls and laid in buildings to cast off evil spirits. That's part of a witch pagan ceremony, isn't it? Putting mummified cats in the walls of buildings. But we did used to carry around, and I think some of our investigators may still have them, we used to carry around cat toys and dog toys and use them as trigger objects. So if during the course of an investigation we felt that something moved next to our legs like a dog or a cat would, or we heard a cat meowing on our equipment, we'd leave cat toys out and use them as trigger objects.
I think we used to bring Scooby snacks.
Scooby snacks. We must be the only paranormal investigation team that in their kit bag has got toys for cats. And he identifies the noises which come from broken windows, mice in the walls, wind coming through gaps in windows, and much, much more. He then explained away the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, which was nice of him.
Oh.
The explainer video, titled Ghosts or Guttering, good title for a book,
Nice.
comes after 52% of Brits said they have heard spooky noises at night but haven't been able to identify where they're coming from. The most common noises reported were a creaking sound at 54%, probably my knees, banging from a radiator, 49%, and gurgling sounds from the toilet, 26%, when Michelle Corrie had a squirrel trapped in the U-bed.
Squirrel toilet.
Yeah.
An unfortunate 23% have smelt a mysterious odour in their home at night,
Uh-huh.
while randomly flickering lights have plagued 42% of homes. It may come as no surprise then that 13% feel their home could benefit from an exorcism rather than a plumber. A
Right.
terrified 44% said they would not explore creepy noises, with 30 saying they'd send their partner to explore the noise instead.
It was probably their partner to begin with.
Exactly.
Off your trot, I heard a growling sound coming from downstairs.
Yeah.
Ghostly odour or fetch the baking soda. You decide. Go to our Facebook site. All those statistics are there. You can read that story for yourself in fall. Heather Morris.
Yeah?
What have you got for me tonight in the round of ghosts and hauntings?
I'm going to mix it up a little bit because I've been waiting to say this story forever.
You saved it for the Halloween special.
No, you never give me time.
Oh, no.
So I'm sad.
You look sad.
Well, I have a Russian woman.
Russian for the
Da.
bus. I see
Yeah.
what's happened. Das Vidanya.
She is selling a wish-granting cat.
A wish-granting cat.
Yeah.
Buy the
Please,
cat.
can we buy it? Please, 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 can we buy the wish
Do you have
cat?
to say your wishes in Russian? Do you have to deliver the wish you want? How do you say I want 1,000,000 wishes in Russian?
Well, I'll find out.
I want a million wishes.
Yeah.
I understand that's how some people speak with foreign tongue, but saying it in an accent, as we've discovered over the last 8 years, isn't getting you any further down the road.
One Novosibirsk resident
There we go. There goes all our Russian listeners.
claims that her magical pet cat grants its owner 3 wishes, and now she's selling it on. Done. I had my wishes. Get out of here. Scat cat.
Scat cat rather than cat scat.
Yes.
There's an important difference between the two. You have to get that
Yes.
the right way round if you're bidding for that on eBay. You
Yes.
leave this show with more than you arrive with.
It's true. Listed on Russian classified ad platform Avito, the magical feline, which goes by the name of Vensik, is being sold for a whopping $127,000
Hang on, where can we get one of those?
thanks to its alleged wish-granting powers.
Do you have to throw like a coin into it and then make your wish?
Catnip.
Imagine if you keep feeding that coins over a period of time, and if you run out of money, you could see what's in the kitty.
Oh, God.
No. Mm-mm. Its owner, a woman named Elena, claims that she had only discovered its abilities by accident. It was an accident. No, accident. It works only with the owner, she said. I needed an apartment, and somehow I told Vincent for fun, fulfill my wish. And
Wow.
literally the
It's
next
almost like
day-
she was in the room. It was scary. It was like being on the outskirts of Russia there,
Of Moscow.
of Moscow. Unbelievable.
And literally the next day I realized that everything would come true. You immediately feel that events are starting to take a shape.
Mr.
As
Bond.
they should. And a month later, I already had an apartment with lots of room.
Hang on a second. This is Blofeld. Was the
Yeah.
cat white and fluffy like a Persian? Did he have a scar running down his face?
I have no idea.
Okay, just checking. This sounds like a James Bond plot.
The fantastical cat has since lived with her for 9 years. So it took 9 years for her 3 wishes.
3 wishes, 9 years, 9 lives. Everybody's
Yeah.
happy. Now we're selling it on eBay. Good times.
When quizzed over why she would want to part with such an animal, Elena explained that the cat only grants its owner 3 wishes, and
Right.
she had already used hers up. Now leave.
I'd like to know what her wishes were now. I want to know what she wished for.
A
Well,
big
'cause she obviously-
apartment with many rooms.
Many room apartment.
I'm guessing based on the current political climate, she didn't ask for world peace.
Da.
That would be one, wouldn't it?
I wish for
The toilet
vodka.
paper shortage hasn't resolved itself, so there's another wish gone.
Vodka.
Vodka.
Perhaps she wished
What
for
a
her
vodka.
favourite paranormal news quiz team to dress up in Halloween costume.
Probably.
Got it. Granted.
Done. Your wish is my
Ding.
command.
She also claims that she wants to share his magical powers with other people, which is why she's selling it on. With an asking price of $127,000, however, it seems unlikely that the cat will be going anywhere.
I feel that's reasonable for a wish-granting cat.
Yeah.
I think if a cat lasts 18, 19 years, you could have another 8 to 10 years of wishes there, couldn't you?
But you only get 3.
I know. Do you use them up in the first go and then it takes that long to come to fulfillment? In many respects, what she's suggesting there is you're putting the intention out there by making the wish. The cat's got nothing to do with it. What you're doing is putting an intention into the universe, which then comes true. You're just telling the cat and putting it out into the universe. Do you not think the cat can't be...
Why are you trying to bring logic into this?
Come on, man.
Yes, Me bringing collective consciousness and the thought of
Dream Squisher.
intention. Unbelievable. Dream Squisher, Cat Squisher.
No.
Don't squish
Is there any
it.
more, or are you done for the night?
Done.
Done.
Let's
I
get
should give you a couple
da.
of points for being a little bit spooky. She's just a devil woman with evil on her mind. There was a cat in that, wasn't there? What a
Yeah.
great song by Cliff Richard, by the way. I shall try and get myself a few more points. A Gothic art fan is turning his $4 million Devil Castle into a museum after it became overrun by fans and Satan worshippers.
Oh.
But his wife hates it. Those noisy Satan worshippers, they don't even take their shoes off. Tony Wells, painting contractor and real estate developer, built the mysterious Castillo del Diablo in Rosarito, Mexico, from the ground up, which is very interesting. You don't often get people building from the sky down. He admits he became obsessed with the project, spending millions on building work, statues, vintage furniture, coffins, chandeliers, and custom-made creepy mannequins. But Californian-based Tony says the property is now so crammed with quirky antiques, it's uninhabitable. It's been 7 or 8 years since I built the house. I tried to build it here in the States. I tried other places, but there was no way. Those pesky building rules, every time they'll get you. So when I looked into Mexico, I said, what are the restrictions of what I could build? And they said, what do you mean? We don't have any restrictions. And that's why the British government suggests on its website that you don't visit Mexico. I said, okay, get ready. I'm going to blow your mind. The whole of Mexico is becoming famous because of my house. Not for thousands of years of culture or food or art or architecture. Because he's built a fake Gothic castle, Mexico is now on the map. How can we thank people from California for putting Mexico on the map? I just wanted to build a place on the beach, and I wanted to do something different, like a regular church. And then I decided to put a couple of gargoyles in the front, and people started coming around all of a sudden and taking photographs. I thought, I've got a hook. It's something out of the ordinary. Unless, of course, you go to medieval Europe. I took a chance on a really religious area, and in the beginning I had a couple of priests come by saying I should be ashamed of myself, and I'm doing the wrong things. Yet gargoyles were designed to ward off evil. They're put on churches to ward off evil. Well, they have a job to do. They filter all the water off of the roof. It's a guttering system, it's a gargoyle. They're called gargoyles because the water comes off the roof, gets spat out from the church foundations, and it makes a gargling noise. And the gargling noise is how gargoyles got their name. You leave this show with more than you arrive with. But now people love it. And even those who are religious have become my biggest fans. This is something that has never been done. The home has become a hotspot for tourists, with crowds gathering each day outside the house, some even climbing the walls to try and get access, while Satan worshippers often leave him presents. I wonder what's the top of a Satan worshipper's present list. What are you getting for Christmas from a Satan worshipper?
Goat.
My wife and I had a meeting with some big social media guy because it's getting bad with all these people coming around, trying to climb the walls, trying to get in the house from all sides, he says. Tony, who has other properties across the States and now only spends a week at the Devil Castle each month, says his wife Brittany hates the home, but he continues to spend money on it. The 60-year-old has joked, oh, if she had her way, she'd burn the whole place down. She wants nothing to do with it. But I'm going to carry on doing it anyway. What a lucky woman.
Yeah.
Please the wife or run for your life. The whole story, including photographs of the interior of the Diablo Castle in Mexico, is available on our Facebook site. More questions and answers with Adrian Lee. Miss Corrie, what do you have for me tonight in the round of ghosts and hauntings?
A mom who took a selfie has been left terrified after spotting two mysterious figures in the reflection of her sunglasses.
Creepy. If you are playing the Bell Bunk and Snort drinking game, Heather has called out the word bunk. Wherever you are in the world, you can now take a shot. Sapros, salute, cheers, and skull.
Sarah Medeiros from Massachusetts.
No. Why'd you have to say it, Michelle?
Every week. I love this show. This makes me very happy. It's the highlight of my week.
Oh, God.
I have integrity in my journalism.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll be it. Yeah, I can tell by how you're dressed that you've got integrity.
Stop it. Your integrity's showing.
Yeah.
Wow. I need a T-shirt that says, "Is my Aries showing?"
It
It is. It's out. Is it? My Aries is out. It's running around the room like a chicken.
Gross.
Well, she racked up hundreds of comments on Quora with people trying to work out what they might be. Sarah shared how she noticed the unsettling shadows after snapping herself in her new sunglasses and sent to her boyfriend. The mom of 3 insists she was home alone when she took the photo and has now sparked a debate as to whether she has captured ghosts or if it was the result of a technical glitch.
Creepy.
Or her imagination,
Yes.
or her trying to get attention.
Yes.
Well, we've given her that by reading her story out here. 270,000 listeners we have on SoundCloud alone in 190 countries. And now they know she has haunted glasses.
Yes.
And she's bunk.
She's making a spectacle of herself.
Oh.
Drink. To make matters even more chilling, Sarah has been told by multiple spiritual mediums that she has a dark energy surrounding her.
Lovely.
She captioned her post, "What's the scariest thing you found in a photo after taking it?" This was just taken over the summer. I had ordered some new sunglasses and I needed an opinion before I committed to a pair.
Right.
So I sent the pic to my boyfriend, and while I was waiting for a response, I started to study how the glasses looked on me. Didn't take long before I noticed something in the reflection didn't belong there. I have 3 kids, 18, 14, and 2. None were home that day. I was alone. I'm standing in my kitchen, facing the dining room. Directly through the doorway is my black dining room table and 4 chairs. That's what you should be seeing in the reflection on my glasses. But that's not what I see. The mom said she does believe in ghosts and explained what she sees in the photo. She wrote, "I see 2 figures, a young boy standing on the left and a taller, kind of unsettling figure on the right, side by side."
How much did she have to drink before she looked at the photo?
Enough that she's wearing sunglasses in the house.
Yeah, I've been told by more than one spiritual or psychic medium that I have a young boy spirit attached to me and that there is also a dark energy attached to me.
Oh, Jesus.
I've tried to blame the house I was living in, but that dark energy and all its shadows and nightmares have followed me, so apparently it is attached to me and not the houses. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's what's being reflected in the glasses, but seeing whatever it is clearly as I do scared the
But Jesus.
poopy out of me.
Sunglasses fun or someone fetch me a gun. Well, all good things come to an end, so let us look at tonight's scores. In last place with the K2 meter and the dead battery is myself. I only scored 5 points tonight, but I get a gurgling radiator, a leaky faucet, and a strange nocturnal odour, so I'll take that home with me and treasure that. In second place tonight is Michelle. She managed to get herself up to 6. She gets a Russian wishing cat, a night in a Russian museum, and a Mexican building permit. That sounds like a good
Excellent.
prize to be having. In resplendent first place on our Halloween special, winning the $33,000 IR camera, is Heather Morris. She gets a haunted pair of sunglasses and a T-shirt with my star sign on it. Do not fear, listener, we are back at the same time next week for a show of the paranormal, strange, intriguing, bizarre and weird. And please tell your friends and family and be sure to spread the word. My gratitude and greatest thanks are extended to Heather Morris and Michelle Corrie and all at the International Paranormal Society. It just remains for me to say thank you for listening, and remember, be interested and interesting. Good night.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloweenis!